All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Sorry for the delayed start to getting the stream going this morning. In all honesty, was going to take the day off, and then was sitting at my computer, and I said, nah, fuck that shit. Let's do it live. So here we are. Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are doing well. Good morning, K-Van Chan. Good morning, Oscar, Jared, Julian. Good morning, Padilla, MT, Kundona, Kookie, Alexo, Plano, Bill, Mohammed, Sean. Good morning, guys. What's up, Track? Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Let's I guess get right into it and start looking at the charts. We already got market open here. Market opened up just under 2 minutes ago. So obviously, 1 second here. Let's pull up the news. Obviously, there's no news today, so that was why I was considering just taking an off day today. No news Monday, and red folder news to follow this week. Got FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday. We got Jackson Hole Symposium Thursday and Friday. So, yeah, I mean, today, or I should say this week especially, is one of the weeks, in my opinion, that I'm going to try to be more nimble in the markets. I'm not going to try to overstay my welcome too much for any sort of positions, and just try to be as nimble as I possibly can. But I'm also going to try to be extremely picky. I don't want to have, you know, the week after CPI, we got Jackson Hole Symposium this week. Those of you guys that have been, you know, trading for a few years, and anybody that I guess follows, you know, ICT logic especially, you know, we're warned about Jackson Hole Symposium week. So, you know, just one of those weeks where I'm a little bit more cautious and a little bit more nimble, I guess, or as nimble as I can be. But let me know your guys' bias in the chat, bullish, bearish. If you're not trading today because of the No News Monday, or you're just being extremely cautious, that's my goal, is to just be, you know, a little bit more on the pickier side and not force anything that's not really there. What I see so far, and this is really all that I'm kind of looking at, I guess, going into this morning session. So this morning, let me check ES quick. This morning, we had over London session, this 4-hour candle closure and actually shifting structure here, closing below on this 4-hour. And then if you go to the 1 hour, we actually ended up totally disrespecting a 1 hour bullish gap and creating a 1 hour BPR. This is looking at the NASDAQ hourly time frame right now, but seeing if maybe we want to trade up into this area and then maybe find some resistance. You know, if we could do that and maybe set up a run for these lows down here, could be a possibility. Looking at ES, looks like we did actually form a little SMT here, with ES having traded through this recent low, at least here. We still have the PPI data low on ES that has not been traded to. We are trading up into the 1 hour gap on ES currently, it looks like. So just traded up into that 1 hour gap here on the S&P. So we'll see if we find any sort of resistance here that can keep price more on the heavier side, but we shall see, boys and girls. Let me go ahead and get some of this situated over here on my end. Let me turn the audio down a little bit. Gotta pull up my other charts here. But good morning, guys. How we feeling, man? How we feeling? How we living? Hope you guys are doing well. Oops. There we go. I think we should be just about situated. Just about situated. Let's see how price responds here. Trading up into that hourly gap. We are only 5 minutes into market open. Looking at the poll, we got just a little over 100 votes, and we actually more bearish today. More bearish today. Interesting. All right, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And we got 14% of the chat. No trading, no news. Okay. All right, let's see what we got in here. Good morning, Big Head Reef. Good morning, Track, Adam, Rahul. Good morning, Sonay. Sonay, what the hell happened? What the hell happened on Saturday? The South African, well, honestly, if anybody watched the UFC fight on Saturday night, I was like super disappointed. Well, what the hell was even what the hell was even that? We basically just watched Duplessis get humped for 5 rounds. Man. What's up, Strong Penguin? During the weekend, I was bored going through some old notes, but here I am because market is life. That is, listen, if that ain't the truest statement I've ever read. Market is life. What's up, Scott? We will have a trumpet party today. He invited all European leaders. What's up, Reaper? It was a hugging match, Sonay. I know. Goodness. Yeah, what a bummer. Win for Cosma. First 4 round at DPD was on fire. Yeah, it was crazy. Crazy. What's up, Tom? Good morning, guys. Not really a whole lot going on right now. We traded up into this hourly gap. Seeing if we were going to get any sort of trade back to the downside here. First presented fair value gap. Where are we at here? 930. So first presented fair value gap. We're actually in it right now. If we do get this first presented fair value gap to fail, I'm going to be leaning towards this being more of a Judas swing here at the open to get us back down. Now, if we hold this first presented gap and we see price trade deeper into this 1 hour, probably going to be looking to see where we're at closer to 10 a.m. But it's going to be really interesting if we get all the way back through this area. Perhaps some of you guys have that bias that we do trade through there because of the SMT at the lows. But I'm more so not trying to fade this 4 hour change in the state for the moment. I just feel like it's a little bit iffy. You know, we could see this order block hold price down. And to me, because of all of the previous day lows that were built up down here around the 580s, I don't know. To me, I could easily see price drawing towards that. So it wouldn't be my first choice to fade that. It was just crazy. It was crazy that like within like 20-30 seconds of every round, he had Duplessis on the ground. And then they were there. He couldn't get off the ground. He couldn't get off the ground for the whole round. I'm just like, dude, it's just wild. Just a wild, dude. I haven't seen somebody get pinned down like that since it was my uncle, my fifth birthday party. Good times. Good times. Anyway, we got this 1 minute inversion through the first presented fair value gap here. Not like a super convincing close. What's up, Nins? Yeah, no. I was rooting for him. I didn't have any money on the fights though, so I guess it really didn't matter at the end of the day. If I did, though, I probably would have lost. I think I wanted the Cinderella story. What's up, Carlos? Yeah, I wouldn't say I really liked like either one of them, ETN, to be honest with you. That was just who I was pulling for, I guess. You know, just wanted to see some madness. What's up, Money Glitch? Is anybody here from Chicago, by the way? Really? We got a few people in the chat. In Chicago? From Chicago? I guess I didn't specify. Who currently lives in Chicago? I think he wanted the belt, secured, and fought. Yeah. I mean, once he had the first 3 rounds, it was basically like, let's not take any unnecessary chances and just keep doing what's working. I just can't believe that. I just couldn't believe he did it like the first 20-30 seconds every round. I'm like, can this guy stay on his feet? Man. Are you bullish or bearish right now? I'm neutral at the moment. I feel like it'd be easier for me to frame a short, I guess, at the moment, just because we're trading, you know, from a bullish perspective, we're trading up into this hourly BPR. And we've had a 4-hour change in the state and trading into a 4-hour order block at the moment. So I feel like I could frame a short a little bit more easily. I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily full-blown bearish, though. Just kind of waiting to see what price forms here. Might not even end up taking a trade today. Just kind of depends what sets up, but... We did just get this 1 minute change in the state here lower. And finally a nice close through the first percentage fair value gap. Trading into a 5-minute gap. I don't know. I think I'm just going to leave this be for a little bit. I told you guys I was going to be probably a little bit more on the pickier side today, so. Anyway. Retains from Mars. Nice. From Chicago. Get the hell out of Illinois. All right. Big Head Reef, are you still in Chicago? Have you seen TJR dancing like a hoe ass bitch? I guess not. No. That's funny. From Ethiopia, South Africa got cooked on all sports over the weekend. Man. Moved to Crown Point, Indiana. Never heard of it. What's up, Sesto? I've heard of Gary, Indiana. I think I drove through it once. But not at anything at the moment. Kind of letting these first 15 minutes play out at least. We got a minute left till this 15-minute candle closes. See if we end up getting this 5-minute inversion as well. The city name is Gary. What a shithole that has to be. Amen. That's funny. Took a London W1 trade. Not sure I should trade anymore today. Yeah, I guess it's up to you, Taken. Congrats on the W. It actually looked like it was a pretty clean short in London. I'm assuming the short was what you caught. All right, 15-minute candle closure here. We did get this 5-minute inversion as well. Looking like it's likely, in my opinion at least, that we could see price drop back down to these lows here in the 730s. It's got a rebalance on the 5. Not in this yet. Kind of wanting to see us actually hold this inversion and then start to wick back down, and then I would look to probably join this. Gary's catching some strays. Yep, it was a short. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. This is a little bit messy though, kind of. If we end up just kind of pushing all the way back up to this high. NQ definitely right now the weaker of these two. ES is pushing up still into that 1 hour gap at the moment. So ES pushing up into the hourly gap. NQ, the hourly candle was at the close of the 15. We were getting ready to flip that hourly candle bearish. And now we're kind of pushing back up here again, so. Super, super bullish wife changing longs, says Plano. I don't know what that means, but for some reason, I kind of like the sounds of it. Yeah, I agree, Alice. We talked about it last week too, like going into Jackson Symposium week. I vividly remember last year's Jackson Hole Symposium. For some reason, it just like stuck with me, and it was shit. It really was. Luckily, I think I just ended up having a week where I think I did. There was like a few days where I just didn't trade at all. Not because I wasn't like live or anything. I was live on stream, but just wasn't. I guess just did a decent job filtering out some trades, but yeah, it was I forget who. I think I saw somebody on Twitter over the weekend actually shared, for anybody that's interested. See if I can find it here. I forget who posted that. Basically, they shared ICT's kind of explanation of the Jackson Hole Symposium. Where is that? I just thought it outlined it pretty decent. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, we're getting this pushback up here, so I don't think there's anything for me right here. This short, glad I just waited on this. Wanted to see price actually trade up and then hold this, and immediately basically took it back. So we're trading up back to the first presented gap again. Let's see what we get. Just to show you guys this. So Jackson Symposium, whenever that occurs, you're going to get a lot of overlapping price delivery. That would mean a lot of back and forth. It's going to re-deliver over ranges that would otherwise, any other given climate would do so frequently often, but it's just the characteristics of this news driver. You need to be, if you are going to be trading at all during this week, especially during days 1 and 2, which this week is Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday's day 3. But thinking of your first line of partials, don't think you're going to outsmart the market. Basically, just be nimble is kind of the cliff notes. Too long, didn't read, but thought that was a good share. Disciplined trader? I don't know who that is, but what's up, Haviz? Replicanto is one time. Replicanto is one time. Look at this push we're getting now. Definitely a little bit messy on the 5-minute. This 1-minute candle is about to close, and this is interesting. This 5-minute was nuts. We invert the gap. We take it back on the next 5-minute candle. Now we're tanking. This kind of looks like it's just going to dump. Humana. Holy. Macro opens up here at 950. We just straight down. Nice. Anyway, I guess I should ask, who's already in shorts? Anyone? What's the bias today, Naslover? I was looking for Trying to set up a short here. Got a little messy in this area. You definitely could have risked it for the biscuit and went short off like this order block of this fair value gap. Stop at this high. I did not. But definitely was trying to see if we could set up the short to the lows here. I'll be honest with you. I just feel like this is just going to slam through. Damn, son. Kugi, I'm in short. Same idea as the first short that stopped me out. At least this one's working out for you. Took it off the SMT and downtrend rejection. Yeah, we SMT'd the 15-minute highs on ES and NQ here. These wicks on the 15-minute chart. You feel like this should. We got 6 minutes left on this 15. I feel like this range should hold for another drive lower. That's okay. I'll put the limit on here at the equilibrium of this leg in this order block here. Stop will be 800, basically the highs of these bodies. Want to see if we can get this move here down to these equal lows. Might not give it. We are hitting the structural lows here right at market open. If it's really weak, we might just see this dump from here. Where would I hold runners? Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm personally not going to be doing a whole lot of like quote unquote runner holding. If anything, I'm going to go for like short-term targets and be content with that. But I still think, like I said, I think we could see another drive lower here towards these lows down here at 730s, possibly. So that's really all I'm looking for here. Basically, 1 hour fair value gap, delivering price towards opposing sell side. We got PPI data low for ES still intact as well from last week. So 453 and a quarter is that level. I think we could see ES dig into that. See if we get picked up here. Limit is 774 and 3/4. Might as well just call it 775 even. Not like an amazing RR. It's like 1.5, I think. Yeah, 1.56. Let's see if we get it or not. Yeah, ES is the stronger of the two. It's kind of starting to flip though now. We're gaining some weakness on ES. 10 a.m. coming in 2.5 minutes. If we just trade through the low, I'll just take the limit off and look for... Honestly, probably we'll end up looking for potential reversal back into the range here around 10 a.m. And if we see like a lot of displacement through these lows and some higher time frame candle closures below here, that's where maybe if we're displacing towards like 587s, could be a possibility. But oh, here we go. Yeah, there we go. I'm about to take all these lows here. We came up. Weak retracement here. Didn't quite get to 50%. Tapped off 930 opening price. Basically used this as order block to go lower. Lows are still intact. I'm leaving the limit on until we trade through here. I do think in all reality, though, it's probably not going to come back for this. Oscar goes, I'm killing myself if it reverses without triggering my TB. Oscar. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Oh my God, Oscar. I'm gonna watch this on a 5-minute. I know the 1 minute, if you're just kind of looking at this price action here, it looks a little scary getting triggered on this, but trying to stay on side with the higher time frames here. 50-minute just had a strong bearish close. Hourly just closed as well. Would like to see another drive lower here at 10 a.m. You know, even if we do come back up into this range, that's fine. I would still like to see 10 a.m. manipulate lower once. Back to the lobby. Enjoy the gulag. But yeah, if anybody went short already, I guess you're sitting all right now. Oh, it just really depends if we want to get a reprice back up here. We covered it. We covered it, man. Price is going to redeliver ranges back and forth. So far, it's doing exactly that. Definitely not the most fun type of price delivery. But I left this limit on just because we hadn't taken out that low yet. So if I show you guys the 15, we basically came down. I'm just like viewing this right now as more engineered sell side, essentially. We shall see. Did I max Tradeify? I have 5 accounts, if that's what you're asking. So I guess. You know what our father says. No one ever went broke taking partials. Did he actually say that? You know, I guess it's true. I've never met a take profit I didn't like. Gold is dumping right now. Dude, crypto is down in the shitter right now as well. Oh, it might get picked up on this. 770, there we go, 775. All right, so I am in on this, trying to go for this low. I'm sure this looks scary as shit on the 1 minute. God candles. Looks kind of scary as shit on the 5 minute too. Oscar, are you still with us? It did reverse. Literally a tick from TP, I think. Literally 1 tick. Yeah, this hourly open is freaking raging right now. One minute swing high. Can we keep it? Or are we shifting? 1 minute. Bullish fair value gap here. This 50-minute chart looks fucking nasty. This looks nasty, dude. For me, just kind of what I'm thinking here is if we can get price to trade down into like this breaker, could probably look to trail stop to like this high. In my mind, though, I'm already kind of wanting to see this high hold as a swing high and not really get above it, honestly. If this is going to work out. Yeah, we're in macro still. Macro ending here in a few minutes. This 15-minute chart is nasty. Mm. Back at entry now. I want to see us make another drive down here. Gonna probably trail this stop loss down. We're hitting these opening prices again. And this breaker. So if we're bearish, this has to fail for us. If we see price like make a quick move back towards this high, I'll probably close the trade. Moment of truth. Macro just ended as well. Not like in love with this right now at the moment. Another new low might just go break even right away. Yeah, I'm gonna go break even now. I want to see a quick move here to the low. The wicks be wicking. Might get knocked out break even here. Yeah, knocked out break even on this. I'm just we're gonna hold this. I don't want to be on the wrong side and then take a loss. And macro ended as well, so you know I'm feeling a little defensive today. And I guess if it knocks me out of break even, then we just tank. Well, it is what it is, but I don't know. I'd rather be safe than sorry today. But I did want to give it the chance to like kind of see if it was going to play. So I feel like I did that. Obviously, it'd be a little bit of a bummer if it just goes one Drake candle down to TP, but I basically just didn't want to like close out of it and then, you know, not let it, you know, not give it a chance at all. Let's see, though. Let's see. I'm out of this trade at break even. Made a whopping $4.24. We'll see. We'll see if the decision ends up being a good one or not here in a little bit. What do you guys think? Does it go to TP without me now, or does it reverse and save a loss here? This 15-minute is pretty nasty. Here's our 15-minute chart currently. Dug all the way back up into these wicks again. Yeah, this is a little tougher price. As expected, but... That's true. It's better than losing $5. Yeah. When in doubt, close it out. Taking in, that's BS. Look at the daily range. What are we talking about here? If it goes down, it's luck based on outcome. I don't know if I'd say it's luck. I mean, it's just, you know, it's just tougher price. So like when you have high resistance conditions as well, I don't know if you want to classify this as that. But if you do, you know, high resistance conditions are trades where you generally have to sit around and let the trade really work. Like, you're not necessarily going to see a macro just like give you the cleanest delivery, right? Like you'll have to sit through chop. You'll have to probably sit through your entry being traded to a few times and just be okay with it. But you know, like I said, I'd rather be safe than sorry on today. So wanted to see the move in the macro. We got triggered in at 10:03 just after 10 a.m. So I kind of wanted to see that first 10-15 minutes deliver, so that's fine with me. Got to make the decisions, right? Got to make the decisions and live with them. We did end up getting like, wow, half the chat was bearish today. I can't remember the last time I saw that. How do you get those higher time frame? This is an indicator called higher time frame power of 3. This is the paid version. There is a free version where you can just have one candle. I think there's another free one called body or whatever, by Fody, where you can do it. But yeah, this one is the one by 2 degrees. But I just have the hourly PO3 here. You can change it to whatever you want, 4-hour, daily. I like the 1-hour chart. Kind of just to find the, you know, the bias of whatever hour candle I'm trading in. So let's see, boys and girls. Nobody really said much in the chat whether or not this was going to be a saved loss or a TP hit still. Obviously, it's always painful if you get stopped at break even and then it immediately goes. Seeing this already kind of trade back up into this range is already a little bit of validation. A little bit of validation so far. All of a sudden, we just get one Drake candle down. Save loss, said reverse. I use Ninja Trader and Replicanto, Josh, for trade copier. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Josh. I was thinking if it was gonna go, it should have went. You know, maybe you got like a really great entry up in here and you're just holding on, but honestly though, that's tough, Oscar. If your TP was actually this low here and it got one tick away and you were short from up here, oh my god. That's tough, dude. That is tough. 10 a.m. opens up and it's just game over. I mean, we all kind of know this is generated sell side for at some point in the future. It's just a matter of when. Never leave limits above or below 10 a.m. reversal territory. Well, even if I want to see a 10 a.m. reversal, I'm still generally wanting to see, 10 a.m. manipulate the 9 a.m. candle high or low, right? And then give that reversal back. I mean, it's generally kind of how you would look to play that, right? Especially considering external lows were left, they were left intact. So at least you would have wanted to see, in my opinion, 9 a.m. take out that low. Then maybe you could see 10 a.m. not take out 9 a.m. low, and you see 10 a.m. just go straight up. But yeah, in an ideal world, 10 a.m. takes out 9 a.m. But back and forth ranges, man. This is Jackson Hole Symposium week for you. I'm honestly, obviously, I hope we get better price action tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. Obviously, Thursday's day one of Jackson Hole. But I mean, also don't be too surprised if prices like this more often than not. Let's just say it's a W week to be a prop firm. Not that it isn't any other week, but what's up, Our? Yeah, I'm not in anything right now, boys and girls. I was knocked out break even. Maybe a tick in profit or something. But we'll see. I still, I still kind of want to see this move to the low, just based on the fact that we haven't taken out that external liquidity yet. But after the macro ended, that was GG's for me. Eat a banana and chill. What's up, banana man? I actually got some bananas. I should go get one. Yeah, the question is, what is this week going to look like, right? So here's your current weekly structure. And honestly, like, I guess this kind of goes into the, what I was hoping to kind of see was early part of this week, we come for the previous weekly low. We have a daily fair value gap in here and this weekly order block that are all kind of in the same area of price. We're on the 500 level. So this was something that would make sense to me if we're going to stay bullish, obviously. Come back down, maybe take this daily fair value gap, test this order block here on the weekly, and then maybe see a price trade back. I'm not even saying we come for the all-time highs either, like especially not this week, but going into the end of the month, September, we start trading back towards these all-time highs. And I think personally, we just see price continue through, highs through the fall, unless something changes drastically here, obviously. But that was kind of the thought process going into this weekly candle. Now, am I going to be like shocked if we end up with like a total inside week that does really not much? Not really, but it'd be a little bit disappointing. Here's the daily. We are at a daily OB at the moment. Oh, it's not really much of an OB. What is this technically called? What's the where's the ICT nerds at? Is this mitigation? I think is this mitigation block or propulsion block? Propulsion block is what delivers or what is created from an order block. I actually don't know. They're all blocks to me. They're all blocks to me. We got a breaker block here. Propulsion or mitigation block here. It's one or the other. I know that. This would actually be propulsion block here. Here's your OB that took out these lows. Propulsion block formed off of the OB. That's the daily chart. I mean, look at this 4 hour currently. Not really going to surprise me. This is now a 4 hour gap. Wasn't hourly. Now it's also a 4 hour gap. And 10 a.m. opens up. Looks like we're headed here, to be honest. I still, bro, I'm not going to be surprised if honestly, by the end of this 4 hour candle, we're not all the way back down here, to be honest. All right, guys. Good decision there to go break even. Loss avoided. I guess that's always a W. Avoiding a loss is as good as a W, right? Yes, correct. Propulsion block is formed from another order block. I did know that, E-Man. I did know that. Jackson Hole Symposium. It's like a big event every year for. It's like one of the biggest like just economic world economy events. Let's see what the actual. The Economic Policy Symposium, held in Jackson Hole, is attended by central bankers, finance ministers, academics, financial market participants from around the world. The meetings are closed to the press, but officials usually talk with reporters throughout the day. Comments and speeches from central bankers and other influential officials can create significant market volatility. I think when they say volatility, I don't think they really mean like big moves in the market. I think more so like just whipsaw back and forth and maybe some like bigger ranges, if you will, but good trade management. Thanks, Kev. Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. You know, part of me too was like, oh, maybe I just stubbornly hold it. Because chat will think I'm a bitch if I get out at break even. Glad I didn't listen to that voice. The devil on my shoulder. What are we at? 10:30. Well, anyway, new 30-minute in a few minutes here. Just look at this 30-minute. Giant ass wick to the what was an hourly gap. Damn. In the 4 hour gap currently. ES. Also in a 4 hour gap. We'll see here. We will see. We'll see what sets up maybe right around 10:30. And then maybe 11 a.m. macro, but might just be a freaking tape read kind of a day from here. Or not. When it says day 1 and day 2, is it all day or is it... Yeah, I think it's all day. I'm pretty sure it's all day long. And then Powell speaks on Friday as well at 10 a.m., which kind of sucks. So I think I'm getting moved from Thursday this week to Friday on Tradeify TV because of some scheduling shit. And I'm just like, man, I was thinking about taking Friday off because of Powell and Jackson Hole in the same... Oh my God, look at this move. But yeah, I'm thinking it sounds like right now I'll be on Tradeify TV Friday. So I don't know if I'm going to be taking off after all. Market is so random, it took off for no reason. It definitely feels more random today. We'll kind of not really be going anywhere, and then all of a sudden one candle will just... I mean, this was 950 right at macro beginning, and we just immediately sell off in like 2.5, 3 minutes, 50 points. I mean, I wouldn't say it's random. Obviously, we're hitting a 4-hour gap here, but this 30-minute, before this 30-minute closure, we're wicking all the way back down. I guess, you know, seek and destroy profile traders if you're just turtle souping highs and lows. Not doing too bad. Just kidding. Really? 30-minute candle just opened. I think we're just going to go straight there, I guess. Humana. Ready?
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Do you have 200%
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
The fuck is this piece of shit? Reaper says, shouldn't had used your stop loss. Reaper, you didn't go break even when I did? Come on. Should have used my stop. Where else were you going to put your stop loss? Way the hell up here? You'd have been better off going long, pal. Gosh. Yeah, boys. This is freaky. I think I'm just going to tape read, like, if we get a setup from here. I'm not, I mean, what the fuck, dude? You want me to short that? Come on, man. You really want me to? I just think I'm good on that. I'll tape read it, though. I'll tape read it, though. Let me know if you guys are going to risk it for the biscuit. Seek and Destroy vibes today, Sone. I agree. It looks exactly like Seek and Destroy vibes. No news Monday, though, I guess. Are any of us really surprised? Some people probably love Seek and Destroy and probably kick ass trading it. can't say I'm one of them. I guess like if I knew 100% like this will be seek and destroy 1000%, I could probably do it, but Revenge Trades final boss. I'm confused, Andreas. I know you ain't talking to me. You talking to me? I know you ass ain't talking to me. Do I have some TP levels for crypto? It's more of like, it's more about time for me for this cycle, or at least that was my plan. I did want to see crypto keep pushing new highs into the fall and into the end of the year. Basically, the thought process is we usually peak around like 500-ish days after the halving event for these crypto cycles, which ironically enough lines up with about November, December from the Bitcoin halving event in April. From last April, I should say. Sorry. So that was kind of my plan with that, yes. But I do have some levels marked out on crypto just on the charts. But yeah, really the plan was that we kind of start creating some all-time highs around, like I said, that 500-ish days after the halving event. So I'm just holding for now. Just holding for now. I did take one partial on XRP, but a very small one. Ethereum? No, honestly, that's probably one of the coins I haven't really... It's honestly, I don't really have very many Ethereum either. It's one of my smaller holdings, unfortunately. I did get a nice little entry. I bought like a handful more down here at April 9th. But where do I see Ethereum going, man? Honestly, it's kind of hard to say. I feel as though it would not be crazy, even if we were just use like the bodies. Looking at a 6-month time frame here and just kind of project out. Bro, I mean, some people might totally disagree, but it would not surprise me to see 8K plus Ethereum. Like, I could see a 2x from here. Otherwise, yeah, Solana. Really, the biggest holdings currently are Bitcoin and XRP for me. But we'll see. I feel like we definitely haven't topped yet. But I'll probably let you guys know when I start taking more partials, more profits. If you guys are interested, but yeah, let me know what you guys are holding. Any price targets you guys have. Any crypto holders in the chat. I don't trade crypto, no, I just hold. Buy and hold. And for those of you guys that never heard my crypto story, I basically round tripped the entire last cycle. Didn't take any profits at all in 21 when we peaked, and I held all through the bear market, all the way down through 2022, all the way back up. So yeah, it was a little delusional of me. I was feeling the euphoria and just round tripped it all. Didn't sell though. Didn't fucking sell. We diamond handed it, and now we're back. But not gonna make the same mistake and marry the positions like I did last time. I don't think I'll sell like everything, but I think it would be an absolute travesty if I were to probably not sell over half, if I'm being honest. But yeah, probably my best trade was XRP when the SEC lawsuit happened. When the SEC lawsuit happened, I bought like 35,000 XRP at like 30 cents, which is crazy. If I would have waited like 4 more hours, I could have got like a sub 20-cent entry. Damn. And then I just held that shit. Which I'm still holding. I noticed that no Nika in the chat today. I think Nika might be fucking pissed, boys and girls. She might be pissed. She might be pissed that Friday ended the way that it did. Oh no. Haven't seen her in here today. Do we do a do I dare ask? Might as well do the P&L check now. Yeah. Hasn't been you know, rough weekend. Rough weekend for the female traders in the Tyler Trades live stream chat. Nika didn't get her straight to funded giveaway. Sone's UFC fighter lost. Rough, dude. Rough. At least you didn't bought Pulse Chain. I'd never even heard of that. I never bought, I don't know what Pulse Chain is. I never bought Dogecoin, never bought Shiba. I never did any meme coining. I thought about maybe just for shits and giggles doing the I was gonna get in on the Melania coin after seeing what the Trump coin did. Luckily though, I was having some my Phantom wallet like wasn't working or like wasn't allowing me to buy any. So I was like, all right, well, I'll take that as a sign. And then if you guys remember, I don't know. I don't think that shit ever got off the ground, if I'm being honest. And then we tanked in April with the tariffs. Everything tanked. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, did we just get a top signal from our president launching meme coins 2 days before his inauguration? And I was starting to feel like an idiot a little bit. And I'm like, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. I wasn't necessarily expecting us to rally the way that we did in May. But holy shit. I mean, that really was a gift. The fact that the whole market was basically turned into a meme coin off that was crazy. Made a killing on Doge. You know, I kind of thought Doge. I don't even know what Doge is at right now. What is Doge even at? Do I have to log out? Oh, dude, that's sick. Look at that. I didn't know that dog came on the screen. That's funny. No, I kind of want to buy some. No, I'm just kidding. Damn. So where was hang on. November. Okay, yeah. So this is when so everything kind of rallied, if you guys remember, on election night. So that's where this was. Retrace the whole move. I kind of thought when they created that Department of Government Efficiency with Elon, obviously Elon's a big Doge guy. I was like, dude, maybe this shit just goes, but it also sounded a little too good to be true. What's you know what's crazy? AMC. Wait. No, not. What am I saying? GameStop. Whatever happened to Roaring Kitty? You guys remember Roaring Kitty came back? Was that? Where was that? You guys remember when Roaring Kitty came back recently and he was trying to like get the GameStop pump 2.0? That shit never went anywhere. Did anybody buy? Did anybody buy GameStop because Roaring Kitty came back? I gotta say, it was exciting times. I almost was like feeling the fun, like, no, this ain't gonna. I mean, they made a movie about this shit. Like, this ain't about to be. This ain't about to be Dumb Money 2.0. Smart Money Paradise. Am I done today? Well, I'm tape reading this short. I mean, I think I am done probably trying to trade this. Yeah, I just don't want to, you know, put on risk in these conditions and then be kicking myself just because, you know, we decide to manipulate the high or the low one more time. And, you know, I'm sitting there pissed off in drawdown for the day. So, yeah, I gave it my shot here in the 10 a.m. macro, seeing if we could get this flush down. Luckily, price was kind enough to at least allow me to go break even. Knocked out break even and then saved a loss. So, yeah. But yeah, if you're waiting for me to put on a trade, you're probably going to be disappointed. Just FYI. But I'll tape read this. Looks like we're probably not even going to get this. Just might see the flush here to the 730s. But yeah, let me know in the chat, green, red, or flat. And right now, the chat is mostly green. Not by much, though. Pretty mixed bag. Yeah, that was crazy, though. What a good movie. He's still around. Fuck that guy. He's still around? I haven't seen him anywhere. I'm kidding. You gonna do it soon? Nice. They started halting, yeah. Honestly, how many people in here still use Robinhood? I've never used Robinhood, but I just remember thinking to myself, I'm like, who the fuck in their right mind would like want to use Robinhood after all that nonsense? Especially with like crypto too. Like, I guess it's true regardless of which platform you're on, but like you don't own the crypto that you're holding on any exchange, right? So, I mean, it's just like the only time you should have any crypto on these exchanges is if you're going to be basically selling it, you know? But yeah, I don't know, the Robinhood thing, I'm still a little sketched out by Robinhood. I see like obviously a lot of people that trade options use Robinhood and it seems to be credible, I guess, but Robin Hood stays Robin the Hood. There's the lows. All right. There is those lows, 734. Shout out at anybody if anybody went short, I guess, but just nice little Drake candle down and sell off the rest of the way. Didn't even get a retracement back to 50% on this leg, which is where the tape read was set up for me. Did we get it on ES, though? Probably. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, we did. ES did give that 50% retrace. Yeah, well, shit. I guess that's that. We'll see. I don't know if it pays to see what macro does now. We just gonna dump? Look at these wicks on the 15. You guys think blown accounts in here or no? The fangs of death. I'm feeling pretty content. I'm feeling pretty content with staying as safe as possible in all of this, to be honest with you. Don't get me wrong. Wouldn't have been mad if this would have just played out right away, but yeah, I see a lot of people that trade options use Robinhood. I've never traded options, so I guess I wouldn't be the right one to ask. Isn't that the Venom ICT model? The Venom ICT model, I mean, I guess if you wanted to call it that, I would have still wanted to see the deeper retracement here into this BPR, but yeah, I guess technically this would be that, yeah. But 4-hour gap tap, took out this high one more time. So basically 10 a.m. Notice how 10 a.m. opens up. 10 a.m. opens up. We basically go straight up to the 4-hour gap that was created just to leave this sell side for basically by the end of the hour. We're flipping the 10 a.m. candle back bearish. This is the 10 a.m. candle here, this giant ass wick. Market ain't fucking around today, boys and girls. Market is not fucking around today. Well, I guess depending on the way you look at it, maybe you'd say it is fucking around. Yep, some people call this the middle finger as well. Zelensky, it would be impossible to give up territory to Russia 1 minute ago. It would be impossible to give up territory? All of a sudden, Putin, you see Putin on the comment section. Hold my beer. Yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah. I think everybody was anticipating when they did that meeting in Alaska Friday that was going to be a ceasefire, but nope. Didn't he actually? I think Putin actually bombed. Like, I think he did more strikes in Ukraine the day of. That guy was like, oh, you think we're making a deal? Yeah, watch this shit. I'll bomb you. I'll bomb you. But anywho. Well, macro's just starting here, 11 a.m. boys and girls. My only target was basically these lows for the morning. And it was pretty messy. I guess congrats if anybody, especially if you went short up here in this 4-hour gap, I guess. I don't know how you really played that, but I guess maybe a turtle soup of this high and you just kind of gave yourself some room on the stop maybe, but seems a little arbitrary maybe. Maybe put your stop up here at the high of the gap. Something like that, but that'd be about it. That was really all I was looking for this morning, if anything, was these lows here. So I'll probably call it there. A little bit more of a shorter stream, but no news Monday. Choppy markets. Took one trade, knocked out break even. Target ended up getting hit, but what, 40 minutes later? So probably leave it there. If you guys are red today, tough day today. I would just say now's not the day to really push it too hard. But if you're green today, congratulations. Tyler, why don't you trade like this? It's S industry. Oh, sweet. Tyler, why don't you trade this like it's seek and destroy and long this low sweep? It's just not. I don't have any conviction trading seek and destroy. Right? It's very just like hope and pray for me. Like I'm hoping highs and lows like hold. I don't really know where to put my stop because we could manipulate a high or a low 2 or 3 times. You know what I mean? So I just don't like the idea of taking losses doing that. I'd rather take a loss on a trade that I'm like, to me makes more sense. You know what I mean? Because then if I lose, I'm like, well, it's still a trade that hopefully I would take again. You know what I mean? Versus like just kind of hoping a low or a high holds. It just feels more of a gamble. Not that you can't do it. I mean, if you recognize the condition and that's, you know, you've got some sort of a model that you're willing to trade like that, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's just not really my thing. Dude, believe me, I wish it was, man. I wish it was, but it's just, you know, you sometimes just got to know yourself. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money while you're sitting at the trading desk. So, yeah, boys and girls. Well, hey, if you're red today, don't beat yourself up over it. Tougher market, just don't make it, like I said, don't make it worse by being a ding-dong. If you're green today, congratulations. And, yeah, definitely stay safe in this market, boys and girls. I will be back live here tomorrow morning, same time. So enjoy your Monday. Be safe today. Good luck, good trading. And I will see you boys and girls tomorrow.
Our Trace sits at his desk, coffee in hand. The NASDAQ charts on his screen, he's in command. He's a day trader, chasing dollars and dreams. Using ICT concepts, he's got some tricks up his sleeves. From Fibonacci retracements to volume spread analysis, Tyler knows the smart money. He's gaining an advantage. He watches the market like a hawk in the sky. With every tick and every turn, he's catching the high. Running with the smart money, kicking up dust. Tyler trades a day trader you can trust. He's dancing with the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks. He's a millionaire. With the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks. He's a millionaire.